Hey everybody, I'm Bo from the band NeedToBreathe. It's been a huge part of our band. We've all grown up together, so we were friends before we were even in the band. I guess we met each other all when we were about 10 or 12 years old, and so yeah, that brotherly love thing kind of it's incorporated in the whole band. So like, you know, me and Bear, we'll fight and we'll absolutely throw down. And anybody who's not a part of our band kind of thinks that the band's about to break up like that instant. But the other guys have kind of taken on that mentality where we just kind of say what we want. You know, if something's not getting done or something's, you know, not right, then we try to fix it immediately. There's not really, we're not to be too soft around each other. So it's really good. I think it really refines what we do and kind of keeps everybody on their A game. And you know, the feelings, you know, they get hurt, but then, you know, we're all on the same bus. We know we're going to the next place, and we're all trying to do it the best we can. And so definitely we know we're at that point where we can't break up. We're just, you know, we're all too good of friends, and it is like it's kind of a band of brothers, I guess. A lot of times what we'll do, if somebody is so passionate about it, and typically that's me in the band, I'm the guy who just won't let go of an idea that I feel like we can capture, we'll let it rest. You know, we'll give it a couple days and you know, let's work on something else, and then put it back in and try to listen fresh. And a lot of times it's surprising. You know, it just depends on in what light that you hear the song, you know, whether you're against going some direction or another direction. It's weird in the studio, you'll say there's no way this beat is gonna work. You know, I hate it, doesn't feel right. And then you'll come back in 4 days and be like, it was the perfect beat. And I don't know why I didn't see it, but it was, you know, it was the right thing to do. And now we're really glad that we did it. But yeah, I think we try to let it rest and then come back to it. I think really, growing up, I think you realize that it's not about who you know a lot of times, and a lot of people have said that, but we've really figured out that if you work really hard and you're consistent putting out quality music and that you really care about what you're doing, then that's the ticket, really. I think it becomes a matter of time. You know, everybody's kind of waiting for a big break, and I think the big breaks they don't come because of an accident. I think they come because you've put in your time, you've worked really hard, and sooner or later that's going to pay off. You know, and sometimes it's in the form of a big break. But for us, it's been a very slow growing process, which is really cool for our band because we'll play shows, and at concerts nobody is there for just one song. You know, we haven't had that single or that thing that you know, kind of makes a band one-dimensional. I think there's so many things that people have come to the band because of that. The shows are these are 100% NeedToBreathe fans. So I think just the whole work ethic and working hard is something that we've grown to really appreciate. And you know, 10 years in, it's like, when, you know, at what point we're going to get a break? Well, maybe in about another 30 years or so. But that definitely has proved to be, you know, a big part of our success. I think we've always celebrated the little successes and the little victories, where we go around and we'll do a show, and the last time we were there was 10 less people, and so when we grow by 10 people or grow by 15 people, we always celebrated that and thought it was a big deal, because you know, your people aren't, you know, I mean, it's growing, it's not going backwards, and so we always felt like over time we're just going to keep plugging away, and this last tour that they're on currently is been crazy because the numbers are growing by triple and quadruple, and so some of these cities, you know, just 6 months previous we were playing to 250 people, and now we're playing to 1,800. You know, it's sold out shows at House of Blues and all that stuff. So for us it's been really, really rewarding. You know, it's just, I think working hard, the rewards are a lot sweeter. You know, if they just kind of come to you and you get lucky or you find yourself in a good position, then it's not nearly as rewarding. faith. I mean, faith is something I think everybody has, but realizing it is another. I think our band, we were all kind of growing up in the church, and the phrase is faith is believing in something that you can't see. And I really think there's a lot of people out there that really do that. That you just know, and so faith is a fairly generic kind of thing where it could be, anything really. What you believe on the news, even though you haven't seen it, but you've been told it, then that becomes, a little bit of faith there. It's, but for us, we are. I guess we're definitely not a Christian band. We would never call ourselves a Christian band, but we are believers in the band, and it's become something that kind of pokes his head out a little bit in the music. And if, like we were saying before, with just being genuine and real, that's something that we kind of go through and experience, and that stuff always pokes its head out in music. And I think early on as a band, we kind of set out. We never wanted to be a Christian band, and that was kind of the thing. We just wanted to be a band, and make good music. And we realized that the people who are doing it that we kind of admire the most were people who really sing about something they know about, something they believe in, and whether it's politics or God or whatever, or women, but it's something that was genuine. Whether you believe what they believe or not, you could accept it because you appreciate the fact that they were saying something that was real. And so that's kind of the angle that we've taken with faith in our band. I don't know. I think it's a strange thing, because if all your dads, who were in the band, if all your dads were truck drivers, you wouldn't be a truck driving band. It's kind of funny that they'll put a label on it if it speaks about it, But clearly, the music that we make is not for Christians, and I don't think we're not apologetic about that at all. And not that it's a bad form of music, but I think we've always set out to just be real, and whatever that is, that would lyrically come out in our songs, and so it's weird that a genre that really is kind of lyrically based, in essence is kind of tagged onto things that just mention it, I don't know that Frey or Matt Carney or some bands like that are necessarily Christian bands, but they do definitely mention spiritual things, and so that for whatever purpose that is, then that becomes a Christian song or a Christian band, and I don't know. It's just something that goes along with that. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's one of those subjects that forever will be controversial. It's people like to label it, for whatever reason, it's funny. There's a comedian that said the only two things you can still make fun of and not get the politically correct mob is Southerners and Christians. And it's funny because we're from the South and we're Christians, but it's weird that there's so many other things that could be attached to people and stereotyped, but that becomes something that's way more important. For us, we just want to be a rock and roll band and make great music that we believe in. Besides that, the music, I think, is for everybody. Hey everybody, I'm Bo from the band NeedToBreathe. Check us out in the current issue of MF Magazine.